no photo op? We're good? Did you want to do a photo op?
We'll do it at the end.
They're sticking around here.
No, I think they were trying to do it now. Morning, everyone. Good to see you all here. A nice sunny day in Mississauga Lakeshore. This is home. This is where I grew up, like these little kids. This is where my children grew up. And they have made plenty of friends as a result of coming to organizations like this when they were very young. And they're friends to this day. They're now adults, they're in their 30s, and now they're having children. Coming here, making more friends, and enabling us all to enjoy the pleasures of living. And that's what this is about too. They bring people together here at Bridgeway. I know we celebrated 40 years not long ago, and it was an amazing event where we saw people come together, parents and children, showing appreciation for the good work that Bridgeway does. So thank you to all the volunteers and the staff and the team at Bridgeway for what they do. We're here to make an exciting announcement about the Canada Child Benefit. And with me today are some extraordinary individuals, outstanding members of caucus, leaders in our community, and certainly in our team. Minister Sudds is someone who has taken great passion as Minister of Families, Children and Social Development, and the Honourable Kamal Khera, Minister of Diversity, Inclusion and Persons with Disability, are joining with us today to make this announcement. Thank you both for being here. We're also on the lands of the Indigenous people, and I want to bring an acknowledgement as we gather here today about the treaty of the lands and the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Aboriginal people, and recognizing the Bridgeway, Chippewa, and Miigwech. This is important for us to acknowledge the extent of which the Indigenous people have made for, and of course Mississauga is named, its very name expresses our reconciliation and acknowledgement of their contributions over many years, long before many of us came to this country. So thank you for that, and it is true that we work closely together to try to bring forth greater collaboration. We hear a lot also about the issues of affordability. It's one of the issues that we're here today to recognize our support for families who need greater assistance, and it is a top priority for our government and certainly for my colleagues who are with me today to provide some added support. Now, of course, we provide old age security and guaranteed income supplements, and we have $10 a day child care. There's a lot of work that we're doing with the dental programming. All of this is a means by which to support our families. And today's announcement for the child care benefit that Minister Sudds is going to make in a moment is in keeping with the desire for this government and for all of us to help one another. You know, Canada's a great place to live. And I got to tell you, the people I meet with, they are as compassionate as they are competitive. And they're also very concerned about being fair as we are prosperous. So we will do our utmost to try to provide for all of us to do our best. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce our minister, the minister responsible for this file, alongside Kamal Khera, the Honourable Jenna Sudds, to make the announcement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Charles. Good morning, bon matin, tout le monde. Really excited to be here at the Bridgeway Family Centre with all of you. And a big thank you to Bridgeway Family Centre for hosting us here today. I'm so thrilled to be here with my colleagues, Minister Khera, as well as the local and a force to be reckoned with, Member of Parliament Charles Sousa. At the heart of everything that our government does is our commitment to Canadian families and our commitment to affordability for Canadian families and fairness for every generation. C'est pour cette raison que nous sommes là aujourd'hui. Every child in Canada deserves the best possible start in life. I've been a parent for almost 20 years now, and I can tell you it's a surprise. It's shocking how quickly the expenses add up when you are raising a family. Whether it's summer camp, someone mentioned that to me earlier today, whether that's extracurricular activities, new clothes as they never stop growing, I can attest to, back to school supplies, or the price of groceries, which we have seen continue to rise. Raising a family is expensive. And right now, paychecks aren't going as far as they used to. So it's become more difficult for parents to keep up with the rising cost of raising a child. Young families, some of those behind us that I got to speak to earlier today, they're doing their best. They're working hard and they're trying to make ends meet. But sometimes that's not enough. Our government has been delivering programs and benefits to Canadian families since 2015 to help ease with the rising cost of living and to ensure that an affordable life is within reach for everyone. Benefits like the one we're here to talk about today, the Canada Child Benefit, or the CCB, has been incredibly impactful in that mission. The Canada Child Benefit is now 8 years old this summer, and it's going strong. We created it in 2016 to help millions of hardworking families with children across this country, and we quickly saw how impactful this benefit was for Canadian families. To make sure that the Canada Child Benefit continues to support families and make a difference in their lives, it has been increased every year since 2018. In doing so, we've helped to give families a sense of financial certainty in a world that can often be feeling uncertain. And this year is no exception. So I'm thrilled to announce today that the Canada Child Benefit will increase once again. Thank you. So for the 2024-25 benefit year, families who need it most will now receive up to $7,787 per child under the age of 6 and $6,570 per child age 6 to 17. This is an increase of $350 and $295 from the last year. And if you know me, you know I like numbers. So here's a few I'd like to share with you today about this incredible benefit. Today, the Canada Child Benefit is helping almost 3.5 million families across this country and over 6 million children. 6 million children. It's incredible. And it's put back 25 billion tax-free dollars into the hands of Canadian families each year across this country. This is money that we know parents can put to good use, whether it's for healthy food on the table or more clothes as our children continue to grow and to grow. Nos données nous montrent également que le taux de pauvreté infantile a fortement diminué après la mise en place de l'allocation. Depuis 2015, elle a joué un rôle clé à aidant des centaines de milliers d'enfants à sortir de la pauvreté. But we know that the Canada Child Benefit on its own is not enough. To help children get the best possible start in life, we've also earmarked $1 billion in budget 2024 for Canada's first ever national school food program. Because no child should have to learn on an empty stomach. Childcare is another expensive cost. We all know when it comes to raising a family, raising kids, and we have made incredible progress since 2025, with families in 8 provinces and territories already seeing childcare reach $10 a day. Here in Ontario, childcare costs have already been cut in half, saving families up to $8,500 a year, and is on track to get to $10 a day here in Ontario by 2026. So the Canada Child Benefit, the National School Food Program, affordable childcare, these are three proof points of our government's dedication to young families and Canadians. Mais nous sommes pleinement déterminés à aider les Canadiens à mettre plus d'argent dans leurs poches so that every generation has a fair chance at building a life where there are endless opportunities for them and for their children. So it's a great pleasure to be with you here today. I will now pass the floor to my colleague, Minister Kamal Khera. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hello, bonjour tout le monde. Thank you so much, Jenna. It's wonderful to have you in our community of the Region of Peel. I also want to take an opportunity to thank my good friend and colleague, MP Charles Sousa, who I know is no stranger to this community because, as one of the parents reminded me, it's Charlie that he's been going by for many, many years, and someone that has served this community for many years and is a good friend to this community and certainly all the members that are here today. And of course, I want to thank Early On Child and Bridgeway Family Center for hosting us today, but for more importantly, for the incredible work that you do to support children, but more importantly, families in this community. And I want to say to all the staff, and I had an opportunity to talk to some of them, 20 years for Pam, 18 years for other members. This really is about the work and why it matters. And you could say you've been here because you care. So to all the staff here, I just want to say thank you for your incredible leadership and for all the work that you do. And of course, to all the parents that are here, thank you so much for being here. But the most important people that are in this, I was going to say room, but this playground, are the children. So I want to say thank you to the amazing children, and what this announcement really is about and who it's for. So I want to say thank you to all of you for being here. I got elected back in 2015, and since 2015, I have had the honor to represent my community of Brampton West for almost 9 years. And in my community, I have been able to see some remarkable transformation in our region of Peel. Whether it is more homes being built, better transit, historic investments in infrastructure over the years, investments made by our government that have been making our community and our communities right across the country much more stronger and vibrant. But when I think of all the transformative investments that we have made as a government, one thing stands out alone every single time, and that is the Canada Child Benefit. Right now, just in my community of Brampton West, and I'm talking about, there's 9 ridings in the Region of Peel, so you can imagine just one riding of my community in Brampton West, 26,000 children just in that one riding are better off because of Canada Child Benefit. That's 26,000 children and their families. The average family in my community receives more than $6,500 per year per child because of the Canada Child Benefit. That's significant because this is the money that is going directly into the pockets of Canadian families who need it the most, so they don't have to worry about making choices and difficult choices, whether it is putting food on their table or to pay for their mortgages. And that's not just happening in Brampton, it's happening in communities like here in Mississauga and communities right across this country. And as Minister Sudds talked about, and the remarkable work, I do want to give a shout out to Jenna for the leadership that she's showcased and moving forward on early learning and childcare across this country, to the support that she has been giving to families and children. And as she just mentioned, hundreds of thousands of children in this country have been lifted out of poverty because of one single measure and one single measure alone, that is Canada Child Benefit. We've cut child poverty rates in half in this country, and that's significant. But we also know, and as Charles and as Jenna talked about, there are real and particularly affordability issues that many families in our communities are facing, which is why we're stepping up, which is why we're delivering new supports to make life more fairer for Canadians and Canadian families. We're doing that through historic investments to create, as mentioned by Jenna, a Canada-wide $10 a day early learning and childcare system. As a result, families here in Ontario are saving more than $8,500 per year per child. But it's also important to note that it's not just good social policy to support children, to support families. We know when you support young families, every child not only has a fair chance to succeed, we know that more women are actually going back to work. We know more families are actually supporting their communities. And I have a little one right behind me. I don't want to step on Jasper. But we also know the increased participation of women in the workforce has increased because of the significant investments that we're making in early learning and childcare. At the same time, we knew we couldn't stop there. And that's why, as Jenna mentioned, in this particular budget, we put forward $1 billion for a national school food program that is going to support more than 400,000 children in this country. We also know many families still need support when it comes to, health care, particularly dental care. In Canada, 1 out of 4 families choose not to see the dentist because of the high cost. That's why our government proudly launched the Canada Dental Care Plan. And since the launch of this program, more than 2 million Canadian seniors have successfully applied, and over 200,000 seniors have already been to the dentist. And I'm very happy to say we were here in the region of Peel when we announced a couple of weeks ago that we have opened up applications now for children under the age of 18 and persons with disabilities that can apply for this benefit. That means close to 1.2 million Canadians will have access to affordable dental care. That's transformation that we're talking about. At the end of the day, as been mentioned, all these programs, whether it is a Canada Child Benefit, whether it is $10 a day childcare, whether it is National School Food Program, the Dental Care Plan, the Farmer Care Plan, each of them represent a historic step that our government is taking to deliver tangible relief for Canadians in the region of Peel and Canadians right across this country. And I think it's also important to note that all while we're making these investments, politicians like Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative government, they're making cuts, and they have voted against all the measures that we have put forward. And we can't let that happen. And that is why, moving forward, we're going to continue to build on the work that we have been able to make since 2015 to create a fairer economy and a stronger, fairer country for all generations of Canadians. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, ministers. Great announcement. Great opportunity to, again, continue to support the needs of our community. After all, we are all part of this community, and it's important for all of us to flourish and succeed and do well for the benefit of future generations as well. And as I said, we want to make certain that there's fairness in the system as recognizing the great prosperity that Canada has. And we enable that prosperity by continuing to invest. So thank you for the investments you make, Minister Sudds. Mr. Khera, thank you so much for your contributions to Canada. Now, others contribute to Canada in different ways, and in a very transformative way. And so we look at the individuals on the front line, those that are actually providing and executing the very services that are important to our community. And I look at the staff, and I certainly see the benefit of the children who are jumping on our laps. This is great. But the CEO of Bridgeway, there's 47 of them right across this province, and I want to introduce you to her today to talk about some of the great work that they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lynn Hand.
Thank you, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. And I'd like to invite my colleague, Sandra Rupernane. She's from Family Services Appeal. Just want to talk a little bit. First of all, I'd like to thank the ministers for being here and MP Sousa as well for joining us, and everyone that could join us today and the families. I don't know where Jasper went, but he might want to speak in a few minutes here. But it takes a village. I mean, we all know this. Anyone who has children knows how difficult it can be on the on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. So I want to thank our government for investing in our families and continuing to invest in our families. And I'd like to thank the staff on the front lines of Bridgeway who continue to invest in our families every single day. I'd like to thank the families who join us all the time. And I'd like to thank our partners like Family Services of PO who collaborate with us. We know nothing can be done individually as well as it can be done together. And that's why we're here together and we work together to support families in our community. Sandra, do you have a couple words?
Okay. Thank you, Lynn, and thank you for including me in this awesome day where we're making that known impact on families, which is so important in terms of addressing the needs of children and responding to the needs in families. So thank you for all of those who have been part of the decision making to make that happen. At the ground level, how we make that work is by collaborating. Given the resources we have, we try to pull it together so that the families we serve can have the optimum experience. And so I'm thankful for collaborations, for partnerships that continue to enhance the work we do, but ultimately provide the experience that families need to thrive in Canada. So thank you for having me here today, and thank you everyone, the parents, the staff, ministers of government. Thank you for being here today, and all our friends and families. We appreciate the work you're all doing, and we all contribute to that one goal of making our community places that thrive by working with families. Thank you.
It is very true. It is a partnership, and certainly the Region of Peel has played an instrumental role in distributing and providing some effective support. So thank you very much to the team at the region as well. At this point, we're opening up to questions. The ministers are available to answer any questions, as are the children. So by all means, if there's anybody have any questions, please ask them now. Great. So with that, we are proud to bring you sunshine because that's the responsibility of the federal government. And with that, we're closed. Thank you.